I was really pleased, probably the whole game really, in terms of the reaction from the other day, but it's just obviously it's just a sickness obviously what happened when we thought we'd scored, and then I don't know how long, 20 seconds after that they've scored. Yeah, well, I don't know without, I can't really remember what happened properly in terms of obviously straight after we thought we'd scored, and then they've just, we're out of shape because of what happened. The lads are celebrating, and then so it's just tough to take. And they've been on a good run, and I don't know, when you've been on a good run, do you get a little bit more luck in terms of obviously what happened when we thought we'd scored, and then what comes after that. So it's just going through this period now where it's difficult, but I can't fault them with the effort and the attitude and commitment. And that was a really young team as well, so in large parts and areas. I knew I was going to get that. That's the way that they are. Honest lads who work the socks off, and I was pretty confident I'd get that before what I actually saw. And like I say, you don't want to lose games, but if you give me that commitment and that attitude and have a real go, you don't want to lose games, but it is easier to take, if you understand what I mean. Delighted, yeah, really pleased. I thought Liam Agnew had a really good game. I've seen him numerous times over the last probably 2-3 years, and I've always liked him as a player. And I had an opportunity about just before he went to Boston, but we couldn't do that at that moment in time because we'd already got the loan players that we'd got. So as soon as Lewis went back, it was actually Harrogate who contacted me to say he might be available, and the club was great in terms of letting him come, and that's why I wanted to bring him here with what you saw today. Yeah, it's just I don't know if you call it, I might have a soft spot for younger players because there's a naivety, but it's a good thing at times, you know, because the one thing that they give you is honesty in terms of the way that they work. You saw that then. Young Macca and Wright, was dead on his feet. Young Nathan, who I thought had a really good game, to be honest. I thought David Ferguson was probably the best player on the pitch. So, as I say, I'm really pleased with that. Obviously, I'm devastated about the result, and it feels a real kick in the teeth as such because of obviously how the game was, and they've been on a team who's been in really good form. Was that much difference? No, not at all. Like I say, we take the chances in the first half, and it's easy to say that now, but when I spoke to players in there, like I say, I asked them for that before the game, and I was pleased what they gave me in terms of that, and I just said, come on, we just got to stick at it, and we have to keep going. I thought we played really well first half, I've got to be honest, and second half we didn't really have as much of the ball, they had more of it, but we thought with the pace of Macca and Wright that we could try and kind of get down the sides of them or in behind them, and we didn't do it as much second half as we did first half, but they never really looked like scoring. You know, did they have a chance prior to the goal? I don't think they had one chance. They had a corner maybe. So in terms of like the defensive side of it, apart from the goal, which is so difficult to take, I was pleased with it generally. You know, well, first and foremost we have to go about the game like that with the attitude and work rate. The fans have clapped the players off, so that says a lot in terms of they appreciated the way that we worked, and we have to do that again. I've said before, I understand how fans get frustrated, but if you've got commitment and you work your socks off, and sometimes you might have to hold your hands up and if you're on the end of a bad result. But like I say, first and foremost we have to have that, and then hopefully we can turn this little period that we're having around, but it'll only become by doing the things that we did today in terms of work rate. It was a difficult one because, if I'm being totally honest, I've not seen loads of him, because obviously when it happened, when I even came to the club, he was coming back from an injury and then picked up another one. So it's a difficult one. I suppose at this moment in time, if we're bringing players into the club, it's to actually come in and make a difference here. So it becomes hard because it's always tough with young players, you know, when they want to go on and have long careers in the games, and he's had a setback with the injury that I had, which is tough. So it's a hard one. It's a hard one all round, but the club's been great with him as well in terms of like the rehab and all that side of it. So it's a difficult one.